great, you know? So,
So Jeff writes in a similar point here. He says, "Can't tell you how happy I am that you two are back covering a regular season of cross country. Feels great." There you go. Uh, he says he 100% agree that having some required qualification meets would help bring a different perspective to sport for the coaches and athletes. And then he talks about the invitational point as well too. He brings up Chili Pepper, Oklahoma State, Wisconsin, Griak. He says with the addition of 6 meets, pre-conference, pre-region, pre-nationals, conference, regional, and super regional. I like how people are using your vocabulary now too. This is scary. It's a scary amount of power. Like you're gonna show up to Tallahassee and someone's gonna show up. Like, can I just shake your hand, man? I just really like that pre-conference idea. Uh, he says, would meets mentioned be at risk of being canceled due to schools having maybe 1 to 2 other meets on the schedule that are not required? A lot of times these meets are held as a way to fundraise for the program since we know cross country is not a well funded sport. It would be a shame for these big meets to be canceled due to less schools attending due to new requirements. But maybe, as you said earlier, with some meets being 5Ks, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. He said, just want to bring that up and get your opinion. Keep up the great work. That is Jeff.
so yeah, I mean, I understand like Chili Pepper. It's like some of these meats, you know, they're definitely like long stays and like they bring in like the NAIA schools with the
Yeah.
JUCOs, and it's just a big, and there's a high school version of the race. And you want to find a way to kind of preserve those types of meats. I do think there are probably a select few that actually truly have like a long standing in the sport, like the chili
Hmm.
peppers, the griacs, the jamborees. But then there's also some meats that come and go, right? Like I
Hmm.
know like UW, Washington had like the Washington Invitational for like 3 years in
Hmm.
Seattle. And there's some other meats that are just like here and there. I think
Hmm.
a lot of these meats can be transferred into that early season rust buster type meat. And then also some, like I said, other meats can kind of be repackaged into the pre-conference, you know, weekend, or repackaged into the pre-regional weekend. I mean, most of them are kind of like a regional anyway, because if they're hosting
Yeah.
it, a lot of teams from that region are probably going there. So I'm sure a lot
Would
of
you be in
South Central teams go to Chili Pepper, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So would you be in favor of just saying, you know what, Chili Pepper is the permanent pre-regional site? It just is, and you're in charge, and you make that distinction. Is that something that you'd do?
Yeah, we could do that. But you also could do like Chili Pepper still happens, but they only get the D1 teams every 2 years because, you know, because a lot of
Yeah.
these meets have a lot of non D1 competition and they have like a D1
Right.
invitational race. So their mate can still happen, but every other year it has like, we are the official like pre
Hmm.
conference meet of the year. And every even year
Yeah.
we get all the conference teams from Big 12 to come. You know, you
Yeah.
kind of, I think there's flexibility. The overall goal is
Yeah.
you guarantee, like, I know Penn State is going to play everyone in the Big Ten once in a football game. I want to know that Penn State cross country is going to race everyone in the Big Ten twice, everyone in the regional twice, and everyone in the top 25 twice.
Do they
That's
play
what I want.
everyone once? I don't think they play everyone once. I think there's too many teams in the conference
No,
now.
for some, no,
But
but they play everyone in their division at least once.
I get your point. Yeah. I think something is going to need to be sacrificed, and you got to figure out what it is. And if it's, hey, we don't get to see Grand Valley State run against these D1 teams, you got to weigh that against having a compelling regular season, because the moment you start making exceptions and changing things, it just backslides into what we have now, which is just the free for all. And I've been to a lot of these meets as well too. I know that they have history attached to them, but yeah, I think there's a way to incorporate and really raise the stakes on the meet, which I think would be fun too. Imagine if you're a high school
Yeah.
kid and you're going to one of these meets and then you get a front row seat at Gordon Mack's pre-regional. That could change the way you view the sport forever, potentially. No, but there would actually be a chance that you'd see the all-stars really going for it, right? Like, which I know most people, high school kids, they see fast college runners and it doesn't matter to them because they all look fast. But to the people who are well acquainted, you're seeing a quality meet at that point. Like that's a showcase meet that you're seeing. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and you can have people bid for it too. Like
Yep.
the South Central regional coaches can like say for the next 3 years, Chili Pepper is going to be our official pre-regional
Yeah.
course. And you could have the Pac-12 people decide, hey, Stanford, your Stanford Invitational is now going to be the host for all of our pre-conference meets for the next
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill Dillinger, you're now the pre-regional, you're the pre-conference course
Mhm.
for 2025.
But pre-conference would change based on where conference was held, and most, well, not most, but a lot of conferences rotate where that meet is held
Yeah.
too. So that would rotate, which is fine. Again, track and field knocked down a 99-year-old stadium that held so much tradition and history. I think, we'll get by without these meets being perfect, right? Perfect every single year. Like if there's a limit on who can go, or you're right, it's every other year the D1 teams aren't there, I think we'll be all right.
I feel like you add the number of years of how old Hayward Field is every time you want to bring it up as they're willing to tear down a 2,000-year-old before Jesus was born
No, I think it's
stadium.
99. Wasn't it 99?
I
I
don't know.
would I thought it was I think it's 99 because I was like, man, they could have like waited a year and done 100. No, that's how bad they wanted to knock that thing down. No, I think it's I think more sports should knock down the cathedrals. I think it'd be way better off. That's why Wrigley
Hey, Yankee
Field.
Stadium did it.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think there's probably a lot of people
Cameron.
like you who were upset
Yeah,
when Yankee Stadium got torn down?
yeah. We're in a text chain together. We get really mad. It's me and a bunch of really really old dudes. It's just great. Okay, we did a great job, Gordon. We touched on a lot of topics: marathon, cross country, Kipchoge, chasing people down in a 5K, Usain Bolt's views on the world, Wayne Kaladi's future on the roads. My internet barely held up. Some say it didn't hold up because I went out a couple times, but I made it to the finish line. That's all that counts. Thanks to Travis for producing. Thanks to Colt, as always, the greatest podcast producer ever to hail from Kansas. I just want to say that. He stopped the music. Right as I say that, he stopped the music. Why, Colt? Come on, man. I was gonna say Manhattan. Okay, good. There it is. There it is. All right, I couldn't hear it. There was not enough in my headphones. Anyway, we're back Wednesday. Gordon will have an interview. We'll talk some more stuff about track and field. I'll have better internet, I promise. Bye.
Let's go, Emmanuel Sanders. Fantasy.